Soaking up the pre-match atmosphere here as we wait for things to get started. Won't be long now before we get through the formalities. A warm welcome, one and all. Well, I'm Peter Drury, and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Hello, Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
So the two starting lineups. That gets things running. Lobs it in gently. Just wouldn't be beaten there. And it's Bergstaller. He's got away. Tries to dink it in. Forward it goes. Oh, they can break here. So what's he planning here? It's a loose ball. Good run, ultimately thwarted by an astute piece of defending. Crowd appreciates good football all round there. And he's cut it out. Goretzka. Looks like a good ball through. Oh, good interception. Karelis. Ball needed to be better there, it's a wasted chance. Difficult to choose between them early on, not many chances yet. He's made sure that that won't get through. Cut out in the nick of time. Goretzka.
Midway through the first half, and there's an impotence about this game that's causing me concern, and probably most of the stadium too. Let's just hope that by the end, it'll have been forgotten.
Good running with the ball, can they build on it? Beautifully done. Done very well to intervene. Tries to get it forward quickly. And now they can launch a counter. Dinks one in. Bergstaller. Great strength, too strong for his opponent.
Oh, super tackle. They were outnumbered and under the cosh. That had to be spot on, and it was.
Looks to slip it through. Firmly met. Aimed long and direct. Looking to break out here. Battles to win it back. Stasic passes it through. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Long ball, but not especially accurate. Stasic, Goretzka with a long pass. To the keeper and go again. It's coming on the right now. What's on? Tries to stroke it through. There are a few waiting for it. Into the box. Hits it! Bergstaller. Goretzka. Long and high towards the flank. Goretzka needed to come up with a better ball.
Peter, his body shape was a giveaway before he made the pass, and its obviousness was appreciated.
Forward it goes. Looking cross-field, changing the point of attack. Tries to get it forward quickly. Has a hit! And he's there to make a great save.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. A difficult moment he simply had to deal with.
And it's Bergstaller. Goretzka with the ball through. Turns and goes back, and the finish! Goal! Schalke!
Produced a lovely sequence of passes there. It's a terrific brand of football to watch, and importantly, it is a strong end product.
Schalke break the deadlock.
Yeah, and they know there's plenty of work left in this one, Peter, before they can actually say that the job is over.
Looks to dink one in. That intervention was very necessary. And it's Bergstaller. Bergstaller floats one over. Well, try as they might, they just couldn't get into an attacking area. Stasic. Bergstaller comes under pressure and it's come loose. The Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. Well, there we are, off they go for half-time. The breakthrough did indeed come in the first half, but there has only been that one goal. It is very, very tight.
It's a dressing room that needs rousing at half-time, because in truth they've not really been at it so far. If the pep talk works, we may see a very different side second half. We need to.
And we're underway again.
Genk need to get the balance right to sort this out. Ambition must be complemented by just the right amount of caution, and I think the more experienced players can oversee that.
Goretzka's delivery. And he won't reach that. Tries a through ball. Hefty challenge, but fair enough. Burgstaller. Down by a lack of accuracy. Played out to the wing. Goretzka looking to get on the end of this. Corner it is then. And it's hoisted clear. Oh, real chance! Chooses to go back. Tries lifting, he's gone for it! Oh, surely that deserved better.
Oh, it was such a clever pass that flummoxed the defence, and it could well be revisited, this.
Hoists it high. He's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Goes wide. Now the pass. By a goal, needing to go up a gear. That's how it looks here. Lobs it in gently. And that's been levered clear. Here's the cross. It's a brilliant interception. Plays it out to the flank. And the counter is on. Looks like a good ball through. Burgstaller. Jim, what are you thinking?
Yeah, time's running out for the host to get something out of this. You can sense the frustration and impatience.
I think the first substitutions will be coming up pretty soon. Steered out wide. Looking for a decent ball in. He's had a shot! This could fall anywhere! Plays and the follow-up! It's bounced out!
Genk showing a little more urgency now, and to be honest, Peter, this is what's required.
Jim, there's not too much subtlety or sophistication about this. It really is a question of needs must.
Well, there's no two ways about it. This is what they have to do.
Chip through, chance! It's out for a goal kick. Good challenge, he just stood firm. Goretzka. Aimed long and direct. A real chance to break. Some good work on the right flank. Now, what's next? With a delicate, towering header! Oh, he's managed to get himself offside.
Oh, we're talking fractions.
There is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. Gets it upfield. Hits one! He's missed another one.
Genk really are in the ascendancy here, and they know they have to register while that's the case.
Plays a clever pass. Burgstaller can't get the better of his opposite number, demanding a quick ball here. That'll be a throw. Final checks on the touchline, a change about to occur. That's not going to make it.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Burgstaller. And it's Burgstaller. Looks to thread it through. Good clearance and very necessary. There's going to be another change here.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Tries a through ball. He's got options out wide.
This is good ball retention, and it should be enough from here, but they want to double their advantage.
Dinks one in. Just brushed off the ball there.
Genk are actually displaying tremendous fighting spirit. There's a real belief that they can still have a say.
Gets it back.
Peter, they have to fight the onset of desperation and keep enough cool heads to still deliver.
Deftly done.
Schalke are looking to make this one safe. They want to reduce the risk. Going nowhere fast is about the only way I can describe this. They've just got to be busier.
Final seconds, this has to be it.
Look, with time running out, they have to get the ball in the penalty box, and if it means a long punt, then so be it. They've got to give themselves a chance.
Plays it into the channel.
Schalke certainly don't need to overcommit now. Their priority lies further back.
Passes it through. In comes the delivery. Goretzka plays it
Genk
forward.
have a simple task to find something sustained now and keep the pressure on.
He's left his man. Goretzka. Either side really getting hold of the ball. And the ball's come loose and the chase is on. Goretzka looks to slip it through. Now here's the through ball. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. Well, that is not the outcome they were after. A truly disappointing defeat.
It's just a bad day at the office, Peter. They look below par in all areas, and it has to be cause for genuine worry.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight. A very good evening to one and all. The warmest of welcomes to you. We await the conclusion of the pre-game formalities. This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Thanks for the intro, Peter. I've been soaking up the atmosphere, and I'm really looking forward to what lies in store.
AZ are in a 4-3-3 formation.
Well, it's a system that promotes width, Peter. The wide men can stretch defences and just create that running room for others.
So it's down to business here. Passes it through. Played into the middle. And the counter is on. Looks to slip it through. How about it? Oh, nearly, but nearly is nothing. Has beaten it away. defending there. Looking to break out here. Tries a through ball. Oh, he's put too much on it. Feyenoord. So what now? Gets into some space. Oh, that's neat. Towering header! He will be livid with himself. To the left. Good challenge, he just stood firm. Starting the game at a pretty decent tempo. Sticks in a foot to win it back. Lobs it in gently. Now here's the through ball. Well, that's a foul, and the whistle's gone. It's not taken him long, and that's going to be a booking. Well, the protest continues, but in the end, they are defending the indefensible. And it's hoisted clear. Feyenoord. Breaks on here. Just brushed off the ball there. Good defending, he knew he had to stop it right there. There's a pop! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Great tackle, he had to get that right. Away from immediate danger. Going through. That's great strength on the ball. Now the pass. Looking for a decent ball in. The shot's on!
Well, he was given an open invitation to try his luck, so why not?
He's made sure that that won't get through. Tries to dink it in. Hits one! There it is!
Yeah, looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
RZ take the lead, 1-0.
Yeah, and they know there's plenty of work left in this one, Peter, before they can actually say that the job is over.
RZ are seeing a lot of the ball and have a 1-0 lead to show for it. Played out to the wing. Looks like a good... Up he gets! Just off target.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
The only goal to give them a 1-0 lead. Looks to clip it forward. Tries a through ball. Oh, good interception. Aimed low and direct. Slip it through, puts it into the area, and he's there to cut it out. Half an hour played now. It's a great gallop down the right-hand side. Nothing wrong with that tackle, ball won cleanly. He's had a look. Forward it goes. Feyenoord. Real chance to break. Deftly done. Receives it from behind. Wonderful quick feet. Tries to get it forward quickly. And the weighted pass. Now here's the through ball. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Now the pass. Ball's gone out of play. Plenty waiting in the middle. Crosses it in. And he won't reach that. Jefferson. Good spell of possession this, but very little to show for it. Plays it out to the wing. Hoists it high. Lovely little display of skill that is. Jefferson gets it into the middle. Aimed long and direct. Passes it through. Look at the defender bombing forward. And it's Feyenoord. Lovely feet. Knocks it away. And that'll be the last act of the first half. And there we are, off they go for half-time. The breakthrough did indeed come in the first half. but there has only been that one goal. It is very, very tight.
Well, that certainly pleased the fans, and the players are definitely happy with that scoreline. The question is now, can they protect it?
RZ, the happier of the teams, heading in for half-time, 1-0 up. And that's the start of another 45 minutes. RZ carry a one-goal lead into the second half. Looks to dink one in. It's out for a goal kick. Chip through, he's in, showing for goal! He can pounce on that, it's in!
Oh, listen, the writing was on the wall. It looked like this was going to happen, and it has.
He was really quick to react to the initial save, and he has his reward.
Yeah, his instinct told him that the keeper would struggle to cope with that, so top marks for him following up. I think it's really sharp play, it's well read, and he was a little quicker than everybody else.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Look, get your seatbelts on, because this is showing all the signs of another roller coaster ride.
Gorgeous control there. Dinks one in. Floats one over. And the ball is out of play. And now they can launch a counter. Tries to get it forward quickly.
Oh, look, his determination needed to be greater than the obstacle he was faced with, and it wasn't. An equaliser that's put the cat amongst the pigeons now, and the fact that it's arrived early in this second half makes for an intriguing watch to come. They'll be very annoyed with themselves for that.
Cooks out to the wing. Into the box. In with a header! Forward it goes. All the way back, and they start again. Tries a through ball, up to meet it! He scores! And they've got their lead back. Just so calm under pressure.
Demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. I think it's just top play.
His second of the game, and an eye now for the hat-trick. RZ take the lead. Jefferson. Passes it through. A chance to play it in. Pass needed to be better than that, and he knows it. Played out to the right. So who's he picking out? Chance! Goes for goal!
But this is exactly the approach they have to take now, Peter.
Well, this isn't the time to talk about risks now, Jim, is it? They just have to hurl everything at it and hope for a break.
Just has to be done.
Goes for goal! And oh! That's caused a worry or two. RZ with another corner. And it's the goalkeepers to claim. To get it forward quickly. Out to the left it goes. Jefferson goes for the cross. Vejinovic aimed long and direct. Battles to win it back. Tries lifting it over. Now can he finish? Time to deliver. Oh, well defended, that had to be done. Forward it goes. Fly. That's a foul, free kick's been given. Well, that looks like a final warning, still no card.
AZ are looking to make this one safe. They want to reduce the risk.
Fly. Vejinovic. Fly. Vejinovic.
There's a real appetite from them to finally put this game to bed, but will they? This is good ball retention, and it should be enough from here, but they want to double their advantage.
Looks like a good ball. Gets up to head it! Has gone out. There's some activity down on the touchline. Seems there's going to be a change.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He's become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he's most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when...
Massive leap! And that would have been game, set and match.
He got too ahead of himself there, thinking how he could have made things safe.
It so nearly came off for him.
Well, Peter, I think it's fairly obvious. He's one of the biggest influences out there.
It's upfield. Spreads it wide.
AZ can afford to settle on seeing this one out by running down the clock, I think.
Steered out wide. AZ need to hold on for a few more moments. Turns and goes back. He's had a go!
Look, with time running out, they have to get the ball in the penalty box, and if it means a long punt, then so be it. They've got to give themselves a chance.
Now the pass. Hit into the middle. Timely intervention. Jefferson. There is the final whistle. AZ win it by the odd goal. Almost nothing in it. Perhaps a draw would have felt fairer. But that's the game, and they have won it at the margin. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
When you get free-flowing football out wide with consistent supply into the box, it brings excitement and entertainment to the proceedings. And that was a brilliant display of good wing play for me. And if that wasn't hard enough for the opposition, the link-up play was outstanding too.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight. A very good evening to one and all. So, a warm welcome to you all. We will be on the way very shortly, once all the pleasantries are complete. And our live game is Anderlecht against Feyenoord. Well, I'm Peter Drury, and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Anderlecht have chosen to go 4-5-1.
Yeah, it's a formation geared to make life tough for the opposition, though they can't afford their front man to become a bit detached and isolated.
Gets things running. Markovic. Al-Ahmadi. Tries a through ball. Well read, he sorted that out. The ball is out of play. Eric Bottegin. Tony de Vilhena. Eric Bottegin. And it's Boetius. Now the pass. He's got the ball, he's got the space. So what's he planning here? It's come loose. Jens Toornstra. Tony de Vilhena. Jens Toornstra. Tony de Vilhena. Gets it back. And the counter is on. Lobs it in gently. He's gone for it! That really should have hit the net.
Another example of how comfortable this team is on the break. Sometimes that's exactly the requirement to give you the early edge. Now for more.
Steered out wide. That's been won straight back. Anderlecht pressing with energy in the opening moments of the game. Tony de Vilhena. Boetius. Looks to thread it. Up he gets! Oh, great save, real class.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. A difficult moment he simply had to deal with.
Passes it through. There's no flag. Turns and goes back. Jean-Paul Boetius. Neither side yet able to find the net. Referee has given a corner. Massive lead! Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in.
Yeah, but the two that closed them down merit the praise of a job well done.
Repelled by the keeper. Defence has got rid of that. Plays a clever pass. Forward it goes. Out to the left it goes. It's a good run down the left-hand side. Toornstra. Toornstra! Can't get the better of his opposite number. Tries to get it forward quickly. Aimed long and direct. Jens Toornstra with a good steal, well played. Tony de Vilhena. Erik Bottegin. And that's been levered clear. Like a good ball through. Looks to clip it forward. Oh, well defended. That had to be done. Jens Toornstra plays it forward. Deftly done. And it's hoisted clear. Oh, no question, that's a foul. Back and they start again. Gets it upfield. Oh, good interception. Al-Ahmadi. It's a loose ball. Feyenoord have a free kick. It's Tony de Vilhena. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Well, that looks like a final warning, still no card. Great reaction! Denied by a great piece of goalkeeping.
Absolutely terrific reflexes, goalkeeping at its very best.
Tony de Vilhena. Still waiting for the first goal. Good challenge, stood up well against his man. Markovic dinks one in. Tony de Vilhena goes looking. Played out to the wing. Jean-Paul Butchus looking to get on the end of this. Looks to slip it through, and help's available out wide. Gets up to head it! Goal! Anderlecht! First blood drawn. What a super header, dispatched beautifully.
Well, look, it's often the timing of the jump that dictates what you can do with any header, and if you get it slightly wrong, then you'll struggle, but that was beautifully met, it really was.
Anderlecht break the deadlock.
Yeah, and they know there's plenty of work left in this one, Peter, before they can actually say that the job is over.
Tries a through ball. Hits one! Now the counter. And it's half-time here. So there you have it, a close-fought half of football, but one that still had its moments, but ultimately produced just one goal. A more than decent game up to now.
I'm sure they'll be very happy with their first half performance and the scoreline. They'll definitely want to maintain their momentum now and finish the job.
Anderlecht head for the dressing room in possession of a 1-0 lead. And the action is back on the way.
Anderlecht going well here, and they're in a good position to kick on and add to their lead. They don't have to overcommit, but they can place more emphasis on stretching their advantage without necessarily neglecting things that
Goes for goal! And he's there to make a great save.
the keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent effort.
Against Toornstra. Tony de Vilhena. Against Toornstra. Can he finish? Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
Very speculative with little threat, if any, for the keeper.
There is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. Gone back to the keeper. Al-Ahmadi. Non-shell pass, that's the message there. Out to the flank. Eric Bottegin tries to get it forward quickly. Tony de Vilhena. And it's Van Persie. It's Van Persie! Well, that's caused a worry or two.
Yeah, that's a decent try when you consider the range.
Poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away. Forward it goes. He's still going, where to next? Al-Ahmadi. That's not the ball he wanted. Aimed long and direct. And it's Toornstra. Loose ball, who's going to get there? Tony de Vilhena. Looks like a good ball through. Burgess. Now the pass.
Feyenoord showing a little more urgency now, and to be honest, Peter, this is what's required.
Jim, there's not too much subtlety or sophistication about this. It really is a question of needs must.
Just has to be done.
Long and high towards the flank. He's through the middle. Van Persie hits it! Has a pop! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, as Tesco, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur. Header! No, he didn't quite meet it right. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, this lead is beginning to look a little delicate. I'd rather see them show the ambition and adventure to go further ahead. But it seems as if they settle for a riskier approach now to defend this.
Tries to dink it in. Up for the header! And the ball's come out! And he's there to hoof it away. Jens Toornstra going full tilt down the left. Tony de Vilhena tried to play it through.
Oh, that just required a bit more oomph to reach its target.
Tries to get it forward quickly. Tony de Vilhena. Scored near to half-time to make it 1-0. Passes it through, and he's cut it out.
Well, to be honest, I think they're all show and no substance. Where's the final product?
I think the first substitutions will be coming up pretty soon. Going through, wonderful quick feet. So who's he picking out? Towering header! He will be livid with himself. We have got changes here, from both sides in fact. Van Persie.
Feyenoord are actually displaying tremendous fighting spirit. There's a real belief that they can still have a say.
Great ball, and now the shot.
Feyenoord are definitely not going down without a scrap. Their attitude just can't be faulted.
And it's Van Persie. Tony de Vilhena tries to stroke it through, knocks it away.
Peter, they have to fight the onset of desperation and keep enough cool heads to still deliver.
Good challenge, he just stood firm. Let's put a stop to that. Toornstra. Tony de Vilhena. Now can he finish? Feyenoord get it back again.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
And the weighted pass has been intercepted, and that will come
Anderlecht
to
can
nothing.
afford to settle on seeing this one out by running down the clock, I think.
Oh, that's neat.
Well, it remains to be seen whether they can come up with that little bit of class to rescue this situation.
And he has been fouled there. And no surprise, that's a booking. Anderlecht just have to run down the clock. And it's Markovic. Just brushed off the ball there.
Anderlecht probably could have killed things off, but they should be okay here.
Looks like a good ball through.
Look, with time running out, they have to get the ball in the penalty box, and if it means a long punt, then so be it. They've got to give themselves a chance. Well, they're supposed to be chasing.
The final whistle. What a game. End to end, it flew by, and in the end, it all came down to just the odd goal.
Well, that was a hard-fought win with a defensive masterclass. They backed up their goal with a resilience that was first class.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom, and to wish you all a very good evening. I think we're just about ready to get going here. A warm welcome to you wherever you are in the world. And here we have Roma against Paris Saint-Germain. I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Roma have elected to go 4-5-1.
Look, for the lone striker, before we even consider what happens around him, he has to get hold of the ball. That's imperative.
Off we go then. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
I've got to go for the highly talented Neymar, a player who's had a lot of pressure to contend with in living up to the great potential he showed from such a young age. That's made him stronger mentally for me, which backs up his immense ability.
Yeah, hard to see past him. He'll be looking to put on a show, I'm certain of that. Perotti tries to get it forward quickly. Nainggolan looks to thread it through. Throw it. And it's Nainggolan. He's had a shot! First effort on goal.
Dzeko will probably beat himself up after that as the sole culprit.
Oh, smart save. He's away. Cavani. Di Maria! Harmlessly behind. Kolarov. So what now? Now it's Perotti. Dzeko spreads it wide. Has gone out. Intercepts the throw. That's well read. Ball's out. It'll be a throw-in again. Perotti going full steam ahead down the left flank. Heave to the back post. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Some good stubborn defending there. De Rossi. Starting the game at a pretty decent tempo. Florenzi. It's Bruno Perez. Florenzi pulls on an adventurous run. It's Bruno Perez. The assistant referee rightly gives him offside.
Oh, we're talking fractions.
Well, you don't know what you're doing, seems to be the message from the crowd.
Well, the fans are right. They're absolutely right. At the moment, this team is defensively clueless, and I'm not sure whether it's the manager or whether it's just the players, or maybe we're talking about a combination of both here.
Well read, he sorted that out. Goalkeeper's ball. Bruno Perez. No goals as yet. Manolas. De Rossi. Manolas. Federico Fazio. Bruno Perez. Nainggolan. Plays it into the channel. Defence has got rid of that. Another throw-in. De Rossi. Aimed long and direct. Neymar. Kurzawa. And it's Neymar. Goes wide. Kurzawa. Neymar. It's Neymar! Perotti. Florenzi. Bruno Perez. Looks like a good ball through. Florenzi with the cross. Good clearance and very necessary. Looks to clip it forward. Florenzi with the cross. In for a header! He's done well to get his head on that, but couldn't score.
Paris Saint-Germain can defend those situations better by stopping the crosser at source.
Di Maria. Meunier. Looks to slip it through. Cavani! Oh, great save, real class.
Well, what can I say? Truly wonderful goalkeeping.
And it's Neymar. Kurzawa. Motta with a long pass out wide. Manolas. Kolarov. Manolas. Dzeko. Florenzi. Bruno Perez. Well, the ball's come loose and the chase is on. He's left his man in towards the middle and he's there to cut it out. Verratti goes looking. Out to the left it goes. Bruno Perez. Forward it goes. That always looked inevitable. The defence dealt with that really well. Marco Verratti. And it's Cavani. And the weighted pass. And that'll go straight through to the keeper. De Rossi plays a clever pass. Kurzawa. So 0-0 still, but both sides have had their moments. And that's been won straight back. Diarra plays it into the channel. Hoists it high. Perotti. Nainggolan. Long and high towards the flank. Who's ball? Who's going to get there? Marco Verratti. Asana Diarra. It's Cavani! Good stop, that wasn't easy.
Well, as tests go, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Battles to win it back. Marquinhos. Thiago Silva. There's the whistle for half-time. So both sides have drawn blanks. They have toiled at times, but it's not been a bad game by any means. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Roma worked the aerial route pretty well, even if it is predictable and a bit one-dimensional, so I'd expect less of that and a bit more variation from here.
An intriguing half, lacking only in goals. The score 0-0. Whistle goes, and we start the second half.
Well, that first 45 minutes didn't deliver as we'd hoped. Lots of effort, but a lack of quality with the finishing has left us hoping that someone could step up and produce something a little more magical.
Hits one! Decent hit and on target.
Listen, the manager seems to have impacted during the break. This is now a show of real purpose.
Plays it out to the wing. Steered out wide. Perotti plays it in. Marco Verratti. Di Maria. Marco Verratti. Neymar. Thiago Silva. And it's Lassana Diarra. Dzeko did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Now it's Florenzi. Referee's given a throw. Tries a through ball. Bruno Perez. Oh, glorious footwork! Delivers across. Turns and goes back. Now it's... and a shot! Kurzawa. Up towards the hour mark and still no goals. Lassana Diarra gets wrestled off the ball. Can't get the better of his opposite number. Perotti. And it's Kolarov. Coaxed out to the wing. Perotti looking to get on the end of this. Managed to get it away. Florenzi. Now the cross. Up for the header! Dzeko hits it! And he's there to make a great save.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur. Towering header! Verratti plays it forward. Played out to the wing. That is terrific skill. And the finish! Oh, another save.
Oh, that's a stunning save. I mean, his reflexes were incredible then. That's as good a save as you'll see.
Oh, he really wanted that.
But that's the motivation and enthusiasm he shows and the quality he produces.
Now the pass. Kolarov. Oh, sweet feet from him there. Up to meet it! Hits it again, but still no joy.
Roma might just feel they're onto something here despite not putting that away, you know.
Federico Fazio. Checo spreads it wide. Bruno Perez. He's got the ball glued to his feet. It's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing. Cavani. Hit long and direct. Well played, he saw that coming. It's a loose ball. Checo pushes it out wide. Looks to dink one in. He spotted the run and played him through. Checo drilled in long. He's gone for it! Forward pass. Checo. Strootman. Ball's loose, who's getting there? Cavani. Deftly done. Di Maria is desperately calling for it out wide. Di Maria shoots! Great strike! But the keeper's equal to it.
Saint-Germain merit full.
And he has been fouled there. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning. And it's Checo. Checo passes it through. Well positioned to make that interception.
Look, this can still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Cavani. Marco Verratti. Shapes the shoots. And in it goes. And late in the day, a telling moment.
Are certainly a team that knows how to play their football as stylishly as you'll see. Tiki-taka at its very best, and they back it up with goals.
Paris Saint-Germain break the deadlock.
Look, I just think they've kept at it and got their reward. Now they need to hang on to it.
There will be a throw-in. Pulls out once more. And it's Neymar. Looks to slip it through. Cavani. Looking to shoot.
Paris Saint-Germain are looking to make this one safe. They want to reduce the risk.
Florenzi. Florenzi. The finishing line very much in sight now.
Well, a win is needed, and it looks like coming.
Yeah, finally. Meunier. Roma must do something here, and very quickly.
Well, it's looking like too little too late, but they are giving it all they have.
Strootman. Oh, he's come up against a brick wall there. Meunier. Di Maria. And it's Checo. Oh, he's come flying in. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. Thiago Silva. Now it's Cavani. Thiago Motta. Verratti. Thiago Motta. Cavani. Over to the left. Neymar.
Paris Saint-Germain probably could have killed things off, but they should be okay here. They're making life really hard for themselves. The ball needs to be in the mixer, not there.
Neymar. Marco Verratti. Looks like a good ball through. Cavani! He's done very well to get to that.
The keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent effort.
The final whistle. Roma are beaten. It is not the result they needed. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
Roma could still be playing, Peter, and probably still be trying to score. It might just be causing some edginess to the camp.
My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you.